Hey everybody, I'm here and I'm live and I was just telling my Facebook group, I'm live in my Facebook group as well. And I'm going to try to turn my camera just a little bit here so that let me adjust my YouTube thing or my Facebook thing so that when I turn over here and lean in, I don't think that this is going to be good let me try to move this camera just a little bit. Facebook, hold on just a minute. Let's see if I can maneuver this to where I've got a better angle for you guys. Let's see if that's not going to be any better. So I'm just going to have to leave it right here where it is. I thought I had a way to hook it up, but I don't. And I've just dropped about half my stuff in the floor trying to do that. So let's get started today. Okay, let me see if maybe if I moved this over here and leaned in, maybe I need to move it over here. Hold on, let me move it over. No, that makes it worse. Okay. Well, we're just going to have to leave it like this. YouTubers, as I was telling my ladies in my Facebook group, I've recently gotten my hair cut and I have put a blue rinse on it because I had it colored and it's whiter than it was. So when I got home, I've got this bluing agent that I put on it to give it a little bit more of a blue cast. I loved the color on it. Don't get me wrong. I just wanted to see what this would do. So this is it. I'm not going to say for sure, but I am probably going to be keeping my hair this short. My hair is very thin, and once it gets any length to it at all, it will not do anything. So I'm going to probably have to just live with this, and that's just that's just going to be the way it is. I'm looking for, and I don't know what I've done with it. Somewhere in here, I know I have a clip to hold my hair back, but let's just do it the old-fashioned way today, girls. Let's just do it like this with my glasses. So I'm going to use a little bit of my foundation. I'm going to use Mary Kay foundation today. This is the Luminous. This is color Ivory. I think this is Ivory N110, I think. And I'm going to try to let me see if I can get this over here just a little bit closer. I've got everything in here just kind of packed in anymore because I've got my art studio is in here now. So everything is just kind of in one big room down here in my house. My bedroom is huge. So in here, I have my studio, I have my art studio, I have my clothes, and everything else is in this one big room. And there's no partitions, but I'm kind of thinking about getting a couple to go like maybe right there against that on this side of the bed, so my bed's not out on display for everybody to see when they come over. But I'm just going to tap this in, and I want to try some different makeups. My hair has never really been this color before, and I'm kind of wanting to try to see what maybe a pinker thing than what I normally wear might look like. So I'm going to go back to some of my older stuff that I've used before, and we're just going to see how that plays out today. I'm going to be using a brighter toned lipstick than I normally wear, and I'm going to be wearing a really pink color on my cheeks. So I'm just putting this on. I wanted to use the Mary Kay foundation today. I'm trying to use this up um, just simply because I want to go back to my Wet n Wild foundation, and I don't want to y'all know me, I don't want to waste one drop of anything I've got. So I will try to make it work if I can. But I simply haven't been able to find a color that matches really good with Mary Kay. And y'all know that I've talked about it a whole bunch of times on the channel and in the group too. It'll look fine for a couple of hours, but then it just turns yellow. I don't know why. It just does. Now that I've got this much done, I'm going to use the concealer. If I can find it, what did I do with you? There you are. And I'm going to use this right under here and out through here. So who knows? I may try something totally different today because, why not? I'm not even sure I'm going anywhere today, but I wanted to put on some makeup. I went this morning with Trixie and we walked over on the trail. We have a trail that we walk on every day. And nope, I take that back. Yesterday I walked with Trixie. Today I walked by myself because I wanted to go and get a pedicure afterwards. And I didn't want to have to bring her back to the house. I just wanted to do everything while I was out. So I took her walking in the neighborhood this morning early. And then I walked over there by myself. And I've got to say, I really miss her when she's not with me walking. She can be a little diva sometimes and not want to go down the path, but she will eventually go and the dog will hang with me for 2 miles. I mean, she will go with me and she will walk right there with me on the leash, and we have a great time. She's good. Trixie is good company. Aren't you, baby girl? She's under the smoke detector here just went off, and Trixie hates that with a passion. So she's under my desk. She's under here cowering down. She's scared. So I'm surprised she hasn't wanted to get up here in the chair with me, but she hasn't tried so far. Now that I've done that, I'm going to use the brow tint. This, I'm going to get my scary side of the mirror over here and do this. I'm going to shut one eye so I can see better what I'm doing. And I'm not using much of that, just enough to tame down those hairs. My eyebrow hairs, y'all, Lord have mercy. It is ridiculous. These things are just wild. It's like the song Rocky Top. They're wild as a mink, but sweet as soda pop. I don't know if they're sweet as soda pop, but they are definitely wild as a mink. They are every which way all here on my eyes. All right, so now after I've done that, I'm going to use this. And this is a liquid blush that we had back. I'm trying to remember when it was. It was like a year or two ago. But I love this, and I've still got just a little bit of this left. So I'm going to use it today, and I'm just going to tap this on right here to give me some pink in my cheeks because I'm going to use some pinks today. And I want to see how that's going to look. I want to see how it's going to look with this hair. And I'm just taking you all on this journey with me today. Because sometimes when you change your hair color, you have to change up your makeup. Hey, Terry, I'm glad you're on here today. So those of you all who are on Facebook today watching, I probably won't be able to respond. But I can, if I see it, because sometimes Facebook is just weird and I don't even see that somebody's on here until afterwards. So I'm sorry, I'm not ignoring you, I promise. It just doesn't show me about half the time. So after I've done this, I'm just going to set my makeup with the Mary Kay translucent powder. It's white, for those of you all who might not have seen this before. And I'm going to just set everything in really good with this. If you're confused about which steps to take on putting on your makeup, just remember this is kind of like one of those I before E except after C rules. This is something that'll help you remember it. But it's not like it doesn't rhyme. But just remember, apply wet over wet and dry over dry. So this is your first layer of dry. Now, I wouldn't normally go in and put on more of this. I would put on powder blush because I've put on my powder if I wanted some more intensity on my cheeks, which I might. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be using a powder eyeshadow today because I want to at some point pick up some pink tones in a liquid eyeshadow. I want matte. Mary Kay doesn't have one, but I would sure like to have some mattes. So I'm going to take a look at some of them. I'm going to just browse around and see what I can find. If I can't find anything, then I'll go back to powder, but I wanted to use this. I don't know how many of y'all had this because it's really bright and it's very pink. And I wanted to use it to just I just want to see how it's going to look. How am I going to look with this color? And I'm taking this light color, the lightest color. It's a really light pink. It looks white, but it's got a when you put it on, it's got just a touch of pink there, and it's sparkly. So two things I love, pink and sparkly. So let's get this going here. Let me adjust my mirror a little bit. Y'all, I need to shave my eyebrows. I'm telling you, I used to pluck, but once I discovered these little things, I never pluck anymore. I use these, and they don't hurt like plucking. So you can buy a big old package of them on Amazon for like $12 or something. They're really cheap, but they're really good. I really like it. Really like those things. Okay, put a little bit right down in there. And we're ready to go. Next, I'm going to move to this color. Now, this is pretty pink, y'all. I'm just going to tell you, this is an intense pink, but I don't mind that. So we're going to go with it. Because like I said, I'm trying to figure out a new color that's going to look good with this blue tint on my hair. So just taking y'all with me on the journey. Okay, now you can see that's pretty intense right there. So let's do a little more. I decided several weeks ago that I just did not like my hair. My hair was so thin and miserable looking. It just really did not look good. And I decided that I'm going to do something with it. I'm going to have to get it cut. I'm going to have to keep it short. And that's just all there is. There's no there's no other there's no other thing I can do with my hair. I've tried everything and my hair just has no life. It has no body. When it gets any length at all, it starts looking greasy and thin, and I don't like the look of it. Even when I roll it or use a flat iron or something on it, it still just doesn't look good. So there's a solution for that. Cut this off and I can wear wigs a lot easier. So you all may see me wearing wigs more often. Then I'm going to use this darker magenta looking color. And I'm going to go up in the crease on my outer corner, kind of doing that little inverted V thing that we all know and love. Oh boy, y'all, I would sure love to take a nap today. My grandson came over last night. Well, came over. He came downstairs. I live downstairs. And he came downstairs and he stayed, and school's out. He's 14. And he stays down here. He stayed down here till 1 o'clock in the morning. And we were watching videos and we were laughing and we started watching music videos. He takes a turn. We've done this ever since he was, smaller. He would take a turn picking out a music video and then I would take a turn. And that's worked out real well for us because we do not have the same taste in music until last night. And he started playing me some of these country songs that he had heard on evidently on one of his video games. And he said, "Have you ever heard this song, Delta Dawn?" Delta Dawn. He said, "Have you ever heard this song? Delta Dawn by Tanya Tucker." And I said, "Yeah, I've heard it a time or two." I was thinking, I didn't tell him that I sang it in a talent competition back when I was about 20 years old and I did a Helen Reddy impersonation. I didn't tell him that because I'm frankly quite, kind of embarrassed by it. But now I've told you all, so I guess the whole world knows. Um, but he played it and he was so excited to show me that song. And so then we progressed to different other songs like so I introduced him to Hank Williams Sr., Hank Williams Jr., Lester Flatt, and Earl Scruggs. I just laid them all on him last night. And wonder of wonders, he actually liked them. He actually did. Hey, Lynn, glad you're on here, honey. So we we had a big time doing all that. My oldest grandson comes downstairs at night a lot of times, and he'll sit down here with me and we'll watch videos and stuff because we kind of like to watch the same thing. We like to watch reaction videos, people that react to like bridezillas and stuff like that. And and he's he's petty too. So we're kind of on the same wavelength. Um, so that's what we did. We sat and watched those, but I couldn't get to sleep. I was going somewhere with this story. I couldn't get to sleep after that. So this morning I really struggled with getting up and going to walk. I really and truly just oh man, I didn't want to do it. But I have found on those days when I don't want to do something like that, if I just do it, make myself do it, go do it. And some days it's like do it and get it over with. I mean, honestly, because once I get over there and start walking, I'm just fine, and I'm so glad I did. But it's the fact of just driving over there and doing it, and I'm like, "Ugh, I don't want to." But once I do it, like I said, I'm good. So I was looking for yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Let's try purple on my eyes today, cause I don't know, why not? I like purple. So I'm gonna try this, and we're gonna see how this goes. I really like this. This is an amethyst color that we had. I wanna think it might have been back last fall, and I really do love this. And I do think I may have a few of these left if anybody wants one, because I like color on my eyes. I have got a big expansive space between my lash line and my brow line. I got big skin right in there. So I have to have a lot of stuff to fill that up. I'm not complaining about it. I'm actually pretty happy with that. That is one feature on my face that I'm happy with are my eyes. But, you know, it does come with its own set of challenges of as to what do you put in that space? How do you how do you decorate that big huge space there? You can always find room for one more thing. That's my philosophy. I always have room for one more color if I deign to put it on there, which I do deign most of the time, especially when I'm going out somewhere. Even though lately I have really tried to simplify things and keep it as simple as I possibly can. But today I was just thinking, you know what? I need to play around with this a little bit since I've had my hair cut and I've got this color on my hair now. So this is a new um, illuminator that Mary Kay came out with. This is color, I don't remember what. Let's see what the name of this is. Um, Highlighter Golden Glow. I really like this. I'm going to use a little bit of this right up here. And yes, you can use golden colors over your pinks. It's perfectly fine. It doesn't hurt one single thing. So just go ahead and add that golden glow right on in there. Glow yourself up. Give yourself a glow up, as my grandson could say. He says it all the time. I've had a major glow up, you know, since I was in elementary school. And I'm like, you look just fine when you were in elementary school. Do not, don't use that language with me. So, but bless his heart, he and I are we're real close. I'm really close to the little one too. I'm real blessed that I've got both those boys here where I can see them anytime I want to. And I'm really blessed that they both do want to spend time with me. That is a true blessing indeed. All right, so I'm using the mascara. Yeah, I can't think of the name of this one either. Great Heights mascara. Now, this is a buildable mascara. And I'm telling you folks, I'm really liking this brush. Let me show you this brush. It's curved and it really gets in there and gets those lashes. And you build it up. You put on 1 coat, 2 coats, 3 coats, however many coats you want. But it really separates those lashes really, really well. I really like this. It's a different formula than the Fanorama. Fanorama is it's a thicker mascara, which I love. I love both. But this is an entirely different application of mascara than the Fanorama. So if you're set on Fanorama, you probably will think this is a thinner application, and you may want to stay with the Fanorama if you like a thicker mascara. But I like this one too. I really do. It took me a little getting used to it because it's just such a different feel and a different, you kind of apply it differently than you do the Fanorama. But once I got the hang of it, I really, really like it, and I really like the way it separates. This brush really separates your lashes really, really good. I'll go in with the second coat over here. And we're gonna call that complete. All right, now that I've done that, I'm gonna use our red lip liner. I like using the red with pinks. And the reason why is I have the dubious pleasure of just about every red in the world going pink on me. I don't know what to think about that. So this looks equally as good on with my lipstick with pink as it does with red. So I only have to get one. So I like that. Okay, now let's try. Where's that lipstick? Here it is. Is this the right one? No, that is not the right one. I think this is the right one. Let's try Think of Pink with this. And let's just mash them all together. Now, that is quite pink, but I decided, just go big or go home today, Elaine. That's just, well, I'm already home, so I wouldn't have to go too far. But why not do that rather than, just applying something light? So here I am with something light. So here I am with pink, total pink. And I wanted to try this and see what this looks like. So you all comment below and let me know what you think about this. This is more makeup than I am used to wearing. I'm not used to wearing this much on my eyes anymore now. But when I put on my glasses, I can find the right glasses, it's not quite as vibrant when you put on your glasses. But I don't need my glasses all the time. But I really do like this. My eye's starting to twitch. I really do love this. I love the way my eyes look. I like this. I think that looks really good. So it would just be a matter of me getting used to wearing this much makeup again. I do think I need a little more blush. So let me put a little bit more. Well, I don't know if I do or not. I put that. Nah, let's leave it. Let's leave it be. Let's leave it be. I wanted to tell you all too, one thing that if you don't have that I would encourage you to find somewhere. If I can find mine, here it is. Mary Kay doesn't make one of these, but if you don't have a fan brush, these things are great for doing your highlighter. They're really good for that. Really good. You can just get, I mean, you can get a really good edge with that. And if you don't have one of these, I think this one might be from Elf. It was not expensive, maybe 5, $6. And I would recommend getting one because if you don't have this in your makeup, you can do a lot of things with this fan brush. So I'm hoping Mary Kay will come out with one sometimes, but right now we don't. But if you don't have one of those, that would be a good one to get. Okay. All right. So since I'm on talking today to my YouTube family as well, let's do like, I'm going to give you guys a little preview of my motivational thing that I'm going to be writing about or posting a video about, I think maybe tomorrow. I made a little video today when I was at the on the trail walking today. And this is what it was about, and I'll tell you what it's about. There's a fellow that I have seen, and I've been walking regularly over there. I used to always, ever since I've moved here, I've walked once a week there. But I started about a little over a month ago, I guess almost 2 months ago now, walking there every morning. I just get up. If it's not raining, I head to the trail. I don't even eat. I don't do anything. Grab a bottle of water and Trixie, and we go over there and we walk and we come back. Well, ever since I've been doing that, there's a fellow that I've been seeing walk on the trail. Every single time that I go, he's usually there. You know, 4 out of 6 times he's there. Now, I'm certain that he probably goes every day. He may just be there at a different time than me. This guy is a bigger fellow. He's a big man. And the first time I saw him, he was jogging I mean, like this, 1 foot in front of the other, really slowly. Excuse me, to the point that when I first saw him, I thought maybe he was out of breath or something, but I didn't, um, I didn't bother him or anything. I just, watched him a little bit as he, slowly jogged past me and Trixie, and I didn't say anything because I didn't want to, distract him or anything, and I didn't want him to think I was looking at him. So I just, let him go, and I kind of watched him make sure he was going to make it out down the trail. And he did. He made it just fine. Well, the next time I saw him was a few days later, and it was the same thing. But I noticed after a couple of weeks, he was jogging just a little bit easier. Not that he was like running a marathon or anything like that, but it was easier for him to make his way down the trail. And so I started saying, "Good morning," when we'd pass. And he would always, answer back in kind. And he has been just kind of smiling when we run across, "Hey, good morning, good to see you," or something like that. And this morning, he actually stopped and talked to me for a few minutes because we were both on the side where the river is. And when you walk down there close to the river, you can run into these pockets of cold air. And if you're walking or running, man, it really feels good to hit those cold pockets because, if you're sweating and doing all that stuff, it's like a little place of refreshment. And he was standing in one of those pockets of air and he said, "I'm standing here in this cold air. It feels so good, blah, blah." And I said, "Yes, it does." And so we just talked for a few minutes, chatted. He went on his way and he's steadily getting faster. And I thought, what a great lesson that is for us in our life because this guy did not give up. Because I know things had to be really difficult for him because I can tell, even just watching him for 6 or 8 weeks, man's lost some weight. And but he didn't give up on his dream or his goal. I know nothing about his story. I don't know if he's got a illness or I don't know. But I do know the dude's determined because he's there every day. I mean, I'm assuming he's there every day. He's there at least, like I said, 4 out of 6 days because I see him. And I thought, I wish I could be that determined to get up, do it, and stay with it no matter what it is, whether it's running on the trail, whether it's life, whether it's persevering through difficulties, whatever it is. I need that same type of persistence because sometimes as life goes along, y'all, if you've lived 5 minutes in this world, things are not easy. Things are downright difficult most of the time. And there are times when things are placed in our path, and we have to choose which way we're going. And sometimes that choice is easy, and sometimes that choice is not easy. Sometimes it's really heart-wrenching to make that choice, but we make it and we move forward. And I just was thinking about those little cool spots that the Lord gives us in our life that are like being down there by the river walking, that are places of respite when we can stop, breathe, have some peace, and just take a moment to just say, "Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I am here. I'm still standing. Times have been rough, but you know what? You haven't left me. And I'm trying to just move forward." And there's a little sign that I've got, I'm looking at it right now up here in my office, and it says, "Fall 7 times, stand up 8." I feel like I have fallen 70,000,000 times and have gotten up 70,000,001 times. And sometimes we get tired of getting up. But, if we lay there and we don't make the decision to take the road the Lord's telling us to take, which is sometimes a difficult road. If we make the decision to take the easy path, we're never going to grow. If we always take the easy road, we are never going to grow in our lives as humans or as Christians. That's just a fact. So sometimes that choice is difficult, and sometimes we just have to keep moving. And the Lord has impressed that on me this week several times when I've been walking, because a lot of times when it's just Trixie and I walking along the trail, I will think about things, and there will be a Bible verse or something that'll come to my mind, and I'll think about it, and I'll move, and I'll go, and that will be my motivation. That'll be the impetus that propels me forward during my walk on the trail that day. And I just want to encourage any of you all who are maybe going through a difficult time, don't give up. Take heart. Stand up if you're bruised, bleeding, bloody. If you're if you have nothing but a nub to fight with it. Because the alternative of just laying there is just not acceptable. It isn't. There are a lot of people who live their lives taking the easy path, the simple path. Sometimes that's absolutely the right thing to do. Sometimes it is, but it isn't always the right thing to do. And I'm going to encourage you, if you are in your comfort zone and you feel like the Lord is telling you to step outside of it, do it. And if you are a negative thinker, like a end of the world thinker like I am, just ask yourself the question, what's the worst that can happen? Sometimes the worst that can happen is pretty bad. But the worst that could happen is usually not what happens. Because the worst that could happen is different for everybody. And the worst that can happen seldom ever does. Sometimes it does, and then we deal with it. We deal with it by getting up, and we live to fight another day. We are not going to let the devil defeat us. We're not going to let him get us down. We're not going to let him keep us under his feet. He is under our feet, not the reverse. So I just wanted to remind you all of that this morning. I had a little lesson this morning when I was watching that man, go down the path. And that guy, he doesn't even know this, but he has been a real source of encouragement for me just to watch him trudge down this path, because I'm like, "Man, you are getting it, brother." I mean, you are getting it hard. And I really admire someone who will stick with something and stay with it and be persistent. And he has definitely shown that he is. And I applaud the dude. I mean, bravo, buddy. Go. So, y'all have a wonderful day. I hope that the Lord will bless and keep you today. God bless you all. I love you guys. Bye bye.